Welcome back to the channel, guys. Now recently I've been watching a lot of shoe restoration videos, some of them using practical means, other people using the Reshoevn-ator. I decided to throw my hand in the match and see what I could do with this. Here I have a pair of Jordan Son of Mars. I believe these are the 2015s that are like beat to hell. I got these off of Letgo for like $10 and they're in pretty bad shape. But yeah, what I want to do is I want to clean them down real good, see how well I can clean them. I'll get the air bubble where you can see through it again. There's some of the elephant print that needs to be restored. Got some tools I'll show you in a minute on how I want to do this. I want to take this gray thing off the tongue and kind of make them look a little bit more like a Jordan 3. But yeah, so wish me luck and we will do this journey together and see how far we can get. Alright, so these are all the materials that I have to do the restoration and cleanup. I have a razor knife, some Sharpie pins, I got the white oil based one, I got the fine tip one, a thick tip one, I got some regular ones in there too, and then I got a silver Sharpie I want to do some work with, some Gorilla epoxy. The soles are separating just a little bit and I want to do a little bit of work with that. They're just very small areas, so I think that should hold. I got this really nice brush that I bought, and then this little shoe care kit. I don't see a need yet to try to spend like $40 to $60 on a Reshoevn-ator kit, so we're going to see what we can do with this and just water and dish soap. And then I've also got some shoe trees, so we are going to use this and see what we can do to make these look better. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is prep the shoes. We're going to take the shoestrings out and get everything undone so that we can clean them thoroughly. Yeah, I really hate this little tongue thing. No offense to old Spike, but I'm not a huge fan of that aesthetic. So we're gonna take all this out, get the shoestrings cleaned off, and of course every ambient sound that can be heard, from airplanes to the wind to traffic noise, is probably going to take place during this. It's actually pretty warm out in South Georgia today. So we're going to take these little Son of Mars things that come on the shoestrings. Those are going bye-bye. I don't want them on the shoes. They're not going back. So I'm gonna set that shoestring over there. We'll do the other shoe, and we're gonna see what we can do. What's up, kitty? We got company. The cats are as bad as the kids when it comes to me recording, making sure that they get some screen time. What are you doing, cat? What? Oh, you gonna rub all over me? Silly kitty. That's Ryuk, my kitty, and Kirito sitting over there watching me. So I do believe that these shoes just need a little bit of TLC, and they should, when I'm done, hopefully, be at least wearable. Now this is, I've done another restoration video on a pair of like cheap Hirachis I got off of eBay, and there was some stuff that I didn't exactly do the way that I should have in that. And anyway, I gave them to my son and he took those to school and sold them, so I don't even have anything to show for them. So yeah, we're gonna take the soles out. Maybe not. Maybe we're just gonna clean the soles in there. Yeah, I think that would be the best way to do that. Alright, so the first thing, I'm gonna shake these out. Get some of the bigger dirt off of them that's already there. There's a little bit of separation in some places. Like I said, I really think that I should be able to get that off with the 2-part epoxy. It's like bubble gum got stuck on this one. I see a lot of people using I think it's barge rubber cement. Told you, airplanes. Anyway, but it's not like the whole midsole and the bottom coming loose, so I think I can get away with some of that. So we've got this shoe care stuff that Mom got me from Walmart for like 10 bucks, and we'll see what it's about. Let's see here. Directions: moisture surface with cool water. Apply a small amount of cleaner and use the 4-sided cleaning brush to loosen and remove any harsh stains. See, I think this is like a touch-up kit. That's what it seems like. But we're gonna find out. Got some deodorizer. That's not bad. I'm gonna do something a little bit different just to see. If we need to, I can change it up and get some dish detergent, some dish soap. So I'm just gonna actually pour some of this into the water just to kind of help move it around, and just go through and start scrubbing the shoe. Maybe I should put one to the side and see if what it will do. I'm going to try the different brushes. Just do the side. Actually, I missed a step. I'm going to take my shoe tree. I forgot all about these, and I made sure Mom went and bought them. I need to put the shoe tree in because the Hirachis I did ended up with a little bit of issue because they shrunk a little bit after I washed them. But I won't be putting these in the washing machine. So I'll put the shoe tree in first and go through and just clean them as good as I can with this brush, and then if I need to, I'll go back over them with the bigger brush that I bought and see how well they come clean. I think the biggest obstacle that I have with these shoes is going to be the restoration of the elephant print, like on the toe area, the toe box. But I'm hoping that I can take like just a Sharpie after it's cleaned and kind of fill that in. And then if I'm not real happy with the way that is, I could get some like Angelus leather paint or whatever it is that I see people use on the internet, and go through and repaint it. Like, depending on how good they come clean will depend on the amount of effort I put into making sure everything's done to a certain degree. I got high hopes. Even if they don't look brand new when I'm done, I'm hoping they're at least like I can get away with just wearing them. They need to be cleaned anyway, so we're gonna go through and just clean what we can. Let me take these off and set them to the side. I don't want them getting messed up over here. Let me square up a little bit. Ooh, I kicked the camera. I feel like I've got myself blocked in. Alright. So this is probably where I'll start fast forwarding through a little bit of it, but we're gonna do one shoe at a time, so. So I think I'm gonna go with a different approach. I think I'm gonna get like a bucket and fill it up with some soap and water, and I'm actually gonna soak these for a little while and let some of that dirt clean itself out. Because as of right now, I don't think I'm making as much progress as I initially thought I would. Like that.
Yeah, episode. So get my drink ass feet on the show. You put the things in there?
No, I do that whenever I'm scrubbing them.
Alright, I need to turn the water off. Go take one of those mats and put it over. Or you gotta keep dipping them, or are they gonna soak in there?
I'm gonna let them soak. I need something heavier than that. There we go.
They're still not all the way in there.
I'll be alright. I need the inside being done more than anything. And I'm stupid and I'm over there like trying to clean them on a dirty table. So every time I do one side and flip it over, I gotta get my groove so I can do this right. We gonna restore these Jordans today. We gonna make them things look pretty. Gonna wear them outside, stunting floss like a boss. Cause that's what we're gonna do. Alright, so these things have been soaking for a little while now. I threw the shoestrings in here too, so that they could be soaking in the soap. So, what I think it's time to do is to take them out now. They've been soaking and give them a good scrub down. Let's see if it makes a difference. God, they already look somewhat better. Alright, so just gonna scrub out the inside now that it's soaked some and get all that disinfected stuff in, hopefully. Yeah, I think this soaking helped out a lot, to be honest. I can actually kind of see through the air bubble again. Which, dang, this brush I've already abused, it looks like some. Looks like somebody stuck in some kind of bubble gum. We're gonna get all that off though. Let's do it. There we go. Now those are gonna hold the shape that we need it to hold. So I got my razor here, and what it looks like I need to do is just cut along this seam carefully, kind of upwards, so that way I'm not cutting the tongue fabric, but just the stitching that goes along with whatever this little gray thing's supposed to be. There you have it. We got the tongue piece off. And I think those are already starting to look way better. And this is where I was talking about earlier about there being a little bit of separation from the side sole, but I think I've got a way to get that cleaned up. And like I was saying, the air bubbles already starting to look better. I'm gonna do the same procedure with the tongue on this shoe, and then we'll be back. That's both of these taken off, with the shoes now looking like this, which I like that a lot better. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my bigger brush, and we're gonna scrub them down some more with the soapy water. Put that back in and see what we can do. We'll keep the shoe trees in, and then I'm gonna let them dry, and then we'll come back to hopefully being able to put a little bit of glue and do some touch-ups up to them and see how they come out. I'm gonna go rinse these off in the shower with just regular water, and then let them dry overnight, and then we'll come back when it's time to start doing some other steps. Rinsed them out in the shower, and I'm gonna just let them sit out and air dry. Keep an eye out on the weather and make sure it's not supposed to rain. But so far I'm pretty impressed with the way these things are looking. I think I got a few more ideas that I want to do to them now that I see them like this, but I really am happy to have that gray thing off the tongue. So yeah, we'll be back. All right, so I let them sit overnight outside and most of today, and they're dry. They finally got dry. So the next thing I'm going to do is, if you look right here, there's some places where it's peeling up. I can't remember which shoe. There's a couple places towards the heel where it's peeling up from the midsole a little bit. There it is right here. There's a little area right here that needs it too. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mix some of this 2-part epoxy and just slightly get it up in there real good and hold it until it sets, and then hopefully it'll dry and it'll stay. If not, then I'll look into a different alternative. But that is the intention to start off with. All right, so the glue is on it and it's holding. It's a little bit messier than I was hoping for, but it's not terrible. It's not flapping up anymore. Even the back parts that I did, it looks a lot better. You'd have to really stare at it to be able to see it. So I'm pretty happy. So anything I do to them to make them look better is definitely a bonus. It's not like I'm gonna be wearing these out to the bar or to the club, or you know, trying to like floss and stun on people. It's more or less just like for me to have a pair of Jordans at the house, maybe to play basketball in the front yard with the kids. But yeah, so the big problem now is this elephant print has some gaps, especially around the toe area and here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this Sharpie, which is like a fine tip Sharpie, and I'm going to take it and go around and color it back in. This area here where it's been rubbed, it's a little bit harder to do, but if you're persistent and take your time, it actually will fill it in. I mean, it's just using your imagination and trying to match it as much as possible. From a distance, nobody's going to be able to tell. I feel pretty confident in that. So I'm going to do that step. I'm going to take the silver Sharpie and color the white Jumpman that's like faded into like an eggshell on the back. I want to paint him silver, and I'm going to take this oil-based white Sharpie, and we're going to color this ugly part that goes around the bottom and the the toe box here for the bottom part with this, so that it will look white instead of this ugly color. So I'm going to slowly go over that with some steps, and I'm going to go through and do all of these steps and just show you what it looks like when I'm done, to save some time. Now a lot of people are probably going to be like, oh, that's going to rub off, blah, blah, blah. I don't care. I'd like them to look better, but it doesn't have to be pure. I know you can buy paint, special paints for it. I'm trying to do this without a budget right now. You know, if I get to where I really want to do something better with it, then I can always go get some Angelus paint, some leather paint from the store, and I'm sure just a little bit of acetone will take this right off. I can redo it and tape them up right. But for now, I'm just looking for like a little quick fix to make them look better, presentable, without somebody taking a microscope. Nobody's going to take my microscope with me standing out the road and be like, hey, those shoes look terrible. I mean, just from working in them in here, I've already got people that stop by and like, man, those shoes are dope. Those are old school. Those look awesome. Like, they don't even realize these were the son of Mars, because of after I've taken the tongue thing off and everything. So I'm going to continue to go all the way around. It's going to take me a little while. I'm going to take my time so I don't mess up on it, and then I will check back in with you.